Bereshit teaches us much about what is truth, but it also reveals to us what is a lie. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 4 of Torah portion Bereshit. Let's go to chapter number 3, and there we read in verse number 1, "And the Nahash was more crafty than all the lives of the field which Yahweh Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, Is it true that Elohim has said, Do not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the Nahash, We are to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, Do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest you die. And Nahash said to the woman, You shall certainly not die. For Elohim knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be open, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil." Hasatan, the devil, the serpent, he's a liar. Plain simple, can't get any more straightforward than that. He's a liar. In his attempt to cause the woman to fall, and then Adam along with her, it was not a direct lie initially, but rather a calling into question that which Yah had said. Has he really said? Did you hear what you thought you heard? Do you understand what he really meant? Is he speaking plainly with you? Could it be that he is hiding something from you? One of the attempts then that we commonly deal with and not recognize it is when people challenge our thinking, our understanding of the word, not in a way to increase our knowledge and a greater understanding, but rather to call in question our relationship with Yah, our Elohim. I don't mind being challenged on an interpretation of Scripture, a viewpoint, a perspective. But for someone to tell me that my relationship with Yahweh is not based on truth, when I have studied the Word and prayed and sought His face and sought to walk with integrity before Him, that can be a problem. Hasatan will challenge you in areas that are supposed to be rock solid. But then he does come down to the right out lie. You shall certainly not die. He's saying to them, Yah lied to you. He lied to you. One thing that Yahweh, our Elohim, cannot do is lie. He is truth. He is the very essence of truth. Now, where we find concern for this, especially in the current day that we are living in, is found in the book of Revelation. And in chapter number 12, it talks about this confrontation, this war that is going to take place between the dragon or the serpent and the woman. And it says that in verse 15, out of his mouth the serpent spewed water like a river after the woman to cause her to be swept away by the river. What are we talking about? Is he going to release some fluid out of his mouth? A literal river? If we go over to chapter 1 and verse number 15, speaking of Yeshua, it says that his voice was as the sound of many waters. Seas, waters, rivers, these are all symbolic. A sea is referencing a mass of humanity symbolically. In chapter 13, it says, And I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast coming up out of the sea. It does not suggest to us then that this anti-Messiah individual system, whatever it's going to manifest as, came up out of a literal body of waters, But out of the sea of humanity, he steps out of the peoples. He suddenly steps forward. Waters, however, in particular rivers, seem to suggest words. So what is coming out of the mouth of the dragon are words. He is spewing forth a torrent of words against the woman, seeking to cause her to become swept up in that. Now, who is the woman? Various interpretations are available. The most popular one being that she is Israel, covenant Israel, not just those who live within a certain defined sovereign nation's borders, but covenant Israel, the Hebrew people, those that belong to the Most High. Because it goes on to say that he went to fight with the remnant of her seed, the seed or the continuing of Am Israel, covenant Israel, those guarding the commands of Elohim and those possessing the witness of Yeshua the Messiah. At least that's my opinion. It's my opinion. You can have a different one, and that's fine. So the words that he releases against her, what are these words? What is it that he is saying that is seeking to cause her to be swept away by these words? It also says that the earth helped the woman and opened its mouth and swallowed up the river which the dragon had spewed out of his mouth. How does that happen? If we go to Yochanan, John chapter number 8, we read these words from the teaching of Yeshua. He is speaking about his words to the people, and he says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." They answered him, I'm speaking from verse 33. They answered him, "We are the seed of Abraham and have been servants to no one at any time. How do you say we shall become free?" Yeshua answered them, "Truly, truly, I say to you, everyone doing sin is a servant of sin. And the servant does not stay in the house forever, a son stays forever. If then the Son makes you free, you shall be free indeed." Then listen to what they said. He said, "I know that you are the seed of Abraham, but you seek to kill me because my word has no place in you." The voice of many waters is speaking. The many waters of Yeshua has not found a reservoir to be contained inside of these people. They are arguing we already have relationship with Elohim through Abraham, our father. This goes all the way back to the garden and to the argument and the debate that the serpent raised then. You shall be as Elohim. He's holding out on you. You have a relationship with him or in opposition to him, literally, and you don't even know it. These are claiming we know what that relationship is. It's ours through Abraham. But Yeshua says, "You do the works of your father." Then they said to him, "We were not born of Horim. We have one father, Elohim." Yeshua said to them, "If Elohim were your father, you would love me, for I came forth from Elohim and am here, but I have not come of myself, but he sent me." He says in verse 44, "You are of your father the devil, and the desires of your father you wish to do. He was a murderer from the beginning. He's not stood in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks the lie, he speaks of his own. He says, for he is a liar and the father of it." What is the dragon's waters? They're lies. Deceptive doctrines, deceptive lies issued forth in the last days that seek to cause the woman, covenant Israel, to be persuaded to believe the lie, challenging her or our relationship with Yahweh, causing us to believe that we're somebody that we're not. The earth opens up. Perhaps there will be physical, cataclysmic, earthly consequences that will cause these lies to be revealed for what they are. Hold on to the truth and do not become dissuaded from it. We'll continue tomorrow. Unto them may you find shalom.